Welcome to a sunny and warm Knockhill racing circuit for the first round of the 2017 Scottish Sports and Saloons. In today's programme we're going to look at all of their races a little bit more in depth than usual, and on pole position is Robert Drummond in the number 29 machine. A great lap in qualifying, and I'm going to see if I can nip in here and have a really quick word with Robert. A good start to the year, Robert. Feeling confident?
A good start, but
not so confident.
I will wait and see.
What's the plan here? We see in this championship we need pace, but we also need reliability.
Well, I've got pace, but hopefully I have reliability as well. So I'll tell you that after 12 laps.
Good luck.
Right, thank you. Bye.
And with that, I'll hand it to Richard. Race number 1 for 2017, heading your way.
Thanks very much, Joe. Robert on pole position. Thompson McIntyre is alongside. Then it's Gary Waite and Andrew Morrison, followed by Alistair Bapty and Ollie Mortimer. Alan Doncaster and William Robson, row 4. Scott Tollan on row 5 with Graham Robertson. 6th row of the grid, Jock Borthwick, then Ian Donaldson, Andrew Patterson on row 7 with Ray McDowell. Kenneth McKell, who didn't set a lap time in qualifying, completes the grid in his Mitsubishi Evo 8. And I think we could probably expect, if things are well with Kenneth McKell, that he will come through the field. 5-second board is there, lights are already on, so it's Robert Drummond in the Ford Escort Cosworth. Away we go, great start by Thompson McIntyre, who leapfrogs the Ford Escort Cosworth off the grid, but Robert Drummond is very quick through the gears and is away. We've also got a debut here for the Mini Cooper R53 Cup. Pole position that class going to Ollie Mortimer, of course, multiple mini champion, but it's a great start by Robert Drummond. Robert himself, of course, a former class champion back in 2013 in Class A1. And alongside him was Thompson McIntyre, the reigning Class B1 champion, and we go on board with Thompson, the A class and B class difference being the tyres that are run. We've got slick racing tyres on the A class cars and treaded tyres on the B class, so you can come in and maybe spend a little bit less on your racing rubber in the B class and still have the opportunity to win the championship. Super view though of what is a track in excellent condition. Blue skies overhead, conditions ideal for Scottish Saloon and sports car racing. And Robert Drummond, who does have some competition in Class A1, albeit just from Kenneth McKell, who's at the back of the grid. Keep your eyes open for car number 37, the A1 class car, the 4x4s, and B1, the treaded tyre 4x4s. And you're probably thinking that car there isn't a contemporary car and should maybe racing with the classics. That's Alistair Bapty, who's bought his X19. You'll see that in our sister programme on the classics, and he's bought the MG BGT V8 along as well. And rather, he can't race two cars in one championship, so Alistair is racing out here in the Saloons and Sports, so hats off to him. Adds a great deal of interest to the grid, and it's fascinating to see how the MG will perform. Certainly running well at the moment, and great for the crowd to be able to see that. Back end, of course, wants to come out, but he is on his way. Alistair running in Class B1. Superb sight and sound these cars make. We really do have everything here at Knockhill. We have one mate racing with the Mini Cooper Cup, the XR2 and Fiesta Championships and the BMWs, and then we've got the multi-class racing or multi-mark racing like the Formula Ford 1600 Championship, the Saloons and Sports Cars, the Scottish Sports and Saloons as well, and very nearly forgot the Legends Championship, which is effectively a one make as well, although you will see different body shapes in the Legends though. Robert Drummond still out front, and he is leading this one, but we've had very good progress indeed from Kenneth McKell in the Mitsubishi Evo. Robert Drummond, Alistair Bapty getting stuck in there and having a look at the Mini of Ollie Mortimer, who's done well. The Mini Cooper Cup is the R50, and what we're looking at here is the R53, effectively the Cooper S class, and running with the Sports and Saloons as the Mazdas did. We don't have a Mazda class sadly anymore, and the BMW Championship originally started off in the Scottish Saloon Sports Car Championship. And there is Ollie Mortimer, multi-champion in car number 70, running well. Kenneth McKell has set the fastest lap of the race. He's the other Class A1 car, and remember the points in the various classes are scored dependent on how many starters there are in each class. So if you're in a well subscribed class and you do better, that's really where you can make up the championship points. This is the view from Thompson McIntyre though, and the view is clear circuit. You might be forgiven for thinking he is in the lead, but he's not, because right the way in the distance you can see Robert Drummond in the Ford Escort Cosworth, who's starting to get away. Kenneth McKell now past Alistair Bapty, who just slots the MG down the inside line. Back end again, wants to come around. Alistair just slots in behind McKell, who's going to make his way up the hill now and about to challenge Andrew Morrison. Andrew, the 2014 outright champion in his Seat, a popular car here. And he's looking to grab another championship. Paul Bryden not with us so far this year. He was A2 and overall champion last year. Ian Donaldson having won it the year before. Ian out on track in this one. And Kenneth McKell, who is in 5th position at the moment, has made it through, no, 4th position at the moment, has made it through right from the back of the grid. So this has been a good drive from McKell, and he's about to pick off another position. Andrew Morrison at the moment running in 2nd place, running in Class A2, so the racing tyre. McKell on the inside line there of Thompson McIntyre, and now about to challenge for 2nd place. So Class A1 car goes to the inside of the A2 and grabs from the back of the grid 2nd place. So the fans here have been treated to a great drive. We're on board again with Thompson McIntyre, just looking ahead to Andrew Morrison. Still Robert Drummond out front. As Robert said to Joe, it's all about reliability really in this one, as you can see Andrew Morrison having a look. He wants 2nd position back. Does Andrew Morrison? He's leading Class A2. Only had Gary Waite for competition in A2, but Gary sadly not taking to the start in this one. So Morrison will get reduced points for the class win. Scott Tollan and Ian Donaldson also running in Class A1. So down into the hairpin we go with McKell still in 2nd place. Andrew Morrison is in 3rd position, followed by Thompson McIntyre, and Thompson powers his way up the hill. Thompson qualifying 2nd. He was 2 seconds down on Robert Drummond, so we would fully expect. Oh, and now through goes Alistair Bapty. Superb move down Duffus, into Duffus, and holding on to it. The MG has come through. Alistair is getting a little bit more track time this weekend, but he's got a complete contrast of cars because he's got the little Fiat X19, which you'll see in the Classics programme. So he's very clearly fired up. Superb stuff from Bapty, and of course that is for the lead in Class B1 between those two cars. Very difficult to equate the two cars. 1 minute you think you're watching the Classic Championship, but in actual fact what we're watching is the Class B1 battle going on there. And Bapty goes through 3.9 litre MG BGT V8 against 2 litre Subaru Impreza. Ollie Mortimer still running. In the R53 class we've got Ray McDowell in the R53s as well, plus Jock Borthwick, both drivers that we've seen racing in the Minis, and Ray McDowell racing in the BMWs, and of course a very well respected and long-term racing driver in national racing. Uphill goes the 89 car of William Robson, about to be challenged, but Robert Drummond is the race leader and he will come into shot very shortly on his last lap. Here is Robert Drummond coming down into the hairpin. He's got a good lead and the car has run very, very well for him. Fastest lap of the race went to Kenneth McKell back on lap 6, around about half distance. So Drummond may well be challenged in race number 2. Here is the checker though. Drummond opens his account with a win in Class A1. Kenneth McKell is some 13 seconds behind. Up across the line goes McKell to take 2nd place. Andrew Morrison is going to complete the podium, the outright podium, but a winning Class A2 for him. And Alistair Bapty will win a very strong Class B1 in the MG. He's going to hold on to it. Yes, he is. Up to the flag. Bapty takes B1 from Thompson McIntyre. Alan Doncaster takes 3rd in Class B1. And then William Robson, Ollie Mortimer winning the R53s from Ray McDowell. Then Graham Robertson in 10th place, with the final finisher being Andrew Patterson in his BMW Class B3. Fastest lap confirmation there to Kenneth McKell.
Robert, we spoke before the start. You said you had the pace, and if you had the reliability, you were going to win it. That's exactly what happened.
Well, I said maybe seeing the 12 laps, and here we are. So,
No problems at all, flat out the whole way?
not flat out, well, no, not flat out all the way, but I just eased off a bit near the end, but I thoroughly enjoyed it.
And our second place man, again, pretty much picking up where you left off last year, back here in the lovely looking Seat. It's going well.
It is, yeah. We had a fairly uneventful race out there. Robert was a wee bit ahead, and we had a good battle with Subaru, and the MG was quick as well. But yeah, as I say, once we kind of got into position, trying to keep the gap the same and trying not make any mistakes.
Let's see an overall win again this year.
That would be nice.
Well done.
Thank you.
Alistair, third place in the lovely MG, but a step of different classes. You've moved from the classics to the sports and saloons in the same car. You've had a busy winter.
Actually, the car's not turned a wheel since last time it was at Knockhill, so it's just sat, and thought we need to try and make the car better, a bit more reliable, better grip. So we are testing here. So rather than going to track days and testing, you can't get better the practice than if you're racing against other racers. And you see these mad guys and minis and Cosworths and all that. It's good fun.
How quick can you go with it? Third place is obviously a good start to begin with, but I mean, how fast can we go?
Yeah, if I use full throttle, it might be a bit quicker. Yeah, it should be okay. No, and I'm going to put some new tyres on it as well. They're old tyres, but maybe not a lot more. Grip's the biggest problem with it, but it's a ongoing, trying to improve. This is only my fourth ever race, first race of the Classic Sports and Saloon, so it's a steep learning curve for me.
Well done.
Thank you very much.
Scottish Sports and Saloons race number 2 ready to go. It's slightly more overcast, but still good conditions for racing. And it's Robert Drummond back on pole position. Let's see if he can do it again. I'll hand it to Richard and he'll take us through the action.
Robert Drummond on pole. Kenneth McKell is alongside with Andrew Morrison and Alistair Bapty. Next from Thompson McIntyre and then Alan Doncaster. William Robson and Ollie Mortimer row 4. Ray McDowell and Graham Robertson on row 5. Followed by Andrew Patterson, Scott Tolland, Ian Donaldson, Jock Borthwick and Gary Waite. The last 4 of whom were non-finishers in race number 1. In fact, Gary Waite non-starting, and Gary sadly not starting this one. Neither is Jock Borthwick or Ian Donaldson. Lights are on, however, for race 2. So a cracking start. Andrew Morrison will not be happy with that start. Look at the MG start. Fantastic start by Alistair Bapty, who is running in Class B1. So he's the leading road tyre starter. I think Thompson McIntyre might have had a slightly better start than him. Indeed, he did. And through on the inside line goes Ollie Mortimer in the R53 Mini. We've only got 2 minis in this one. 3:03 started the meeting. Jock Borthwick and I think Ray McDowell you may have seen parked up at the end of race number 1 on the tri-oval section. They're out of it. But Ollie Mortimer is up and mixing it and looks down the inside line. We've got a problem for, I think, Alan Doncaster in the Mitsubishi Evo, finished in 3rd place, so a podium in Class B1 for him. And here's the view from Andrew Morrison. Morrison looking down the inside line of Ollie Mortimer, but a characteristically wide sweep into the hairpin for Mortimer. Front wheel drive car chases the rear wheel drive V8 of Alistair Bapty, and hats off to him, as you heard him talking to Joe after race number 1, as through on the inside line goes William Robson and past the 54 car of Andrew Morrison. Morrison will get warmed up, make no mistakes about that, but at the moment lost a few positions, was a little bit slow off the line. There is the Seat of Andrew Morrison still ahead of Ollie Mortimer. Robson goes wide. The Seat is thinking about having a look up the inside line. Ollie Mortimer meanwhile dives around the outside line. Both of the minis incidentally are blue. You can see a slightly darker shade of blue on Ray McDowell. And indeed, as if by magic, we go in car with Ray. Love the tax disc holder still there on the windscreen, down bottom left of the shot. Ray McDowell is also has, of course, Jock Borthwick for company in this class. But Jock non-starting this one, so hopefully they'll be back for our meeting in May. Double headers all the way through. Once a month right the way through to October. We wind up the season on the 8th of October here at Knockhill. And this is a class where you tend to see a core of regulars, but there are a few ins and outs as well of drivers bringing their cars down and racing, maybe a couple of one-offs. You sometimes see drivers coming up from the Croft Sports and Saloon Car Championship as well, trying their hand. Great race for the lead on at the moment though, with Drummond and McKell. McKell was fastest in race number 1. So may well be able to take the battle to Robert Drummond here. So Drummond out front. Mikel is chasing hard. He did have a penalty in race number 1. Mikel was a 10-second penalty for being out of position on the grid. And you can see newcomer's flag on the back of his car. The 2 Class A1 cars, as you would expect, starting to go clear. We rejoin Andrew Morrison in the Seat Leon, who's chasing Will Robson at the moment. So Morrison running in Class A2, and again the only starter, but a race finish is going to be absolutely crucial for him, perhaps to try and reclaim the overall title, and certainly the class title. He was B1 champion, Andrew Morrison, so looking to try and grab the A1 title, take that away, sorry, the A2 title, Andrew Morrison, take that away from reigning champion Paul Bryden. Finley Crocker won it the year before, 2015, Class A2. David Gebby winning it in 2014. Ryan McGuinness taking it in 2013. Very wide moment there for Ollie Mortimer, who rejoins in front of Ray McDowell, and McDowell takes the class lead of the R53s after that mistake from Ollie Mortimer. McDowell the class leader, so are we going to see a great battle between these two? That'll be superb to see as this race unfolds. So it's Ray McDowell leading the class now, but side by side for the overall lead, and Mikel has got the lead now from Robert Drummond. Drummond's got to fight back, but Kenneth Mikel, who drove a super race in race number 1, coming through the field and bagging fastest lap, unlocking the potential of the Mitsubishi Evo 8. He's out in front. Robert Drummond down to second. Here's the view from Ray McDowell again. Heading down into Duffus. Is that Ollie Mortimer, who's nosing back into the class lead? Yes, it is. Mortimer recovering well, wanted the class lead, went for it, diving down into Duffus and into Les. Is now into Scotsman Corner, and can Ray McDowell get it back? He's all over the back at the moment of Ollie Mortimer. Dab on the brakes through the chicane. Mortimer the class leader still. And oh, sadly around goes the second of the R53s, and Ray McDowell is off the track but recovers. It's all about the recovery, isn't it? And Ray McDowell, rather than let it get him down, has rejoined the circuit, but that's game over for the R53s unless Ollie Mortimer has a problem. So here is Ollie Mortimer, having lost the lead of class with a little mistake, managed to get it back with a great move of Ray McDowell, and he's running on his own now. Following him is Scott Tollan. Oh, and Tollan is off. Scott Tollan, the reigning Class A1 champion, pulls into pit lane. The number 28 car becomes the second retirement of the race, joining Alan Doncaster on the sidelines of this one. But look at this brilliant scrap that we've got for the lead now. And Robert Drummond is looking up the inside line. He's surely going to take the lead. Classic passing position here at Knockhill, and Drummond goes through into lead position, but we'll see whether Mikel can fight back. And he's looking up the inside line as they go up and over the hill. Mikel can't quite do it. Drummond had very good momentum there indeed, so Drummond reclaims the race lead from Mikel. So it's Ford Escort Cosworth 2-litre car leading the similar 2-litre Mitsubishi Evo 8 of Kenneth Mikel. The Class A1 car's running well. We lost Scott Tollan, who was the third runner in A1, and they're closing down now on Ollie Mortimer. Here's the view from Andrew Morrison. Morrison still on for an A2 class finish, another 2-litre car. So Ollie Mortimer, some good driving from him, allows the A1 class cars through. A little bit of back end from Robert Drummond, but goes up the hill, still in front of Kenneth Mikel. Drummond in this race with the fastest lap. That was on lap 9. We pass Andrew Patterson in his lone Class 3 BMW E36. So Drummond from Mikel. Is this one going to finish this way? It looks like Mikel dropping away at the moment. And Drummond, best lap 53.4 in race number 1. The fastest lap for Mikel was a 55.8. So this the faster race of the two. And here is Drummond again. He's got some back marker traffic looming, which may well cause him some problems, but we'll see whether it does. Spectacular flame out coming down into the hairpin, and Drummond neatly does that. He's going to pass Andrew Patterson for the second time. The last lap board is being shown, and Drummond deals with the back markers with consummate ease. Here is Andrew Morrison. He is running in 5th place at the moment. It's Drummond from Knockhill. So down on the inside of Graham Robertson in the BMW goes the race leader. William Robson will be the next man that the race leader needs to lap in the Ford Focus. Robson running 3rd in Class B1 once again. And through on the inside of Robson goes the race leader Robert Drummond. So it's still Drummond from Knockhill. Back markers dealt with. Andrew Morrison is the next driver on track, and I think Morrison is probably going to have to go the distance. It's going to be all about the chase up the hill. See whether Drummond can close up on Andrew Morrison, but here comes Robert Drummond, who's kept his Ford Escort Cosworth going superbly. It's been very, very reliable indeed. It is another lap for Andrew Morrison, but Robert Drummond takes the win from Kenneth Knockhill. 3rd position in the race is going to go to Thompson McIntyre. Across the line, meanwhile, though, goes Andrew Patterson in Class B3. Ollie Mortimer takes the win in the Mini Cooper R53 class. Ray McDowell is down at the hairpin. He recovered well from his off to take 2nd position in class and will take the checkered flag. Ray down in 9th position, a lap adrift of the eventual winner, which was Robert Drummond, winning overall and Class A1 from Kenneth Knockhill. Thompson McIntyre wins B1 ahead of Alistair Bapty. Andrew Morrison next from William Robson and Graham Robertson. Ollie Mortimer next from Ray McDowell and Andrew Patterson, completing the 10 finishers. Fastest lap with Robert Drummond.
Robert, another win. The pace is there, the reliability is there. It's looking good.
Aye, just kind of thank the guys at SWR enough. The job they've done is absolutely fantastic, like, you know. So, aye, brilliant.
Nothing more to say.
No, you can be.
Well done, great weekend.
Thank you.
Ollie Mortimer, it's not you look like you're enjoying your racing again here. I don't often see you smiling like that when you jump out of a Cooper car, but you seem to be enjoying this one.
It's just because it's a bit new to me, you know. A bit faster car and stuff. I mean, I used to race some years ago, but you know, it's nice to race them at Knockhill, and it's not like people running at me left, right, and centre like we used to race, Joe. So
Having said that, you've taken a bit of a hit.
I know. Well, last time I went side by side with someone through chicane was with you in the minis, but I tried it when Escort Causey, and I came off slightly worse, but I caught him back up. And then he retired, so. You know, never mind.
Probably for the best.
I mean, the car was running pretty good. I mean, if it was running 100%, the guy and you know the guys in the Evos and that, they wouldn't have a leg to stand on. But you know, next time maybe.
Well done, Ollie.
Thank you very much.
Well, unfortunately, that brings today's action to a close. But as ever with the Scottish Motor Racing Club, we've seen action all day long. We've got plenty more to come in May, so make sure you tune in next time.